The Women, by Kristin Hannah, is set against the backdrop of Coronado Island, California. The story begins with Frankie at a farewell party for her brother Finley, who is preparing to leave for Vietnam. The lavish celebration starkly contrasts with the unrest brewing in the country, highlighting Frankie's sheltered existence and her deep admiration for her brother. As she mingles at the party, the weight of impending war and her brother's departure loom heavily over her. Frankie's journey soon takes her to Vietnam, where she is thrust into the brutal realities of war. Overwhelmed by the chaos of the hospital, she quickly adapts, discovering her purpose as a nurse amid the horrors surrounding her. The stark contrast between her previous life and the violence of war becomes a central theme, forcing her to confront her evolving identity in this harsh new environment. The narrative intricately weaves her relationships with pivotal figures, including Rye Walsh, Finley's best friend, and Jamie Callahan, a fellow nurse. Each man embodies different facets of love and loss, complicating Frankie's emotional landscape as she grapples with her feelings for Jamie while mourning Finley and navigating the chaos of war. A turning point occurs during the Tet Offensive, where the escalating violence intensifies Frankie's experiences in the operating room. Here, she transforms into a competent and resilient nurse, yet she is not immune to the emotional toll of the casualties she witnesses. Support from fellow nurses, Ethel and Barb, becomes vital as they navigate the chaos together, providing solace in their shared struggles. As the war progresses, the impact on Frankie's psyche becomes increasingly pronounced. She faces alienation upon returning home, feeling unrecognized for her service. A powerful confrontation with her parents reveals the societal disconnect between veterans and civilians, underscoring her struggle to find her place in a world that feels foreign. Despite the personal cost, Frankie chooses to remain in Vietnam, driven by a sense of duty. However, tragedy strikes with Jamie's death, plunging her into profound grief and further complicating her emotional state. Upon her return home, Frankie battles to reintegrate into a life that seems suffocating, in contrast to her vibrant memories of Vietnam. The dissonance between her past experiences and her childhood home heightens her internal conflict, leaving her grappling with grief and alienation. The story deepens as Frankie navigates a tumultuous relationship with Rye, which reignites old wounds. Their connection forces her to confront her past and reevaluate her choices, particularly as the arrival of a baby prompts her to reassess her sense of self and future. Ultimately, Frankie embarks on a journey of self-discovery, leaving her former life behind to create a sanctuary for women with similar wartime experiences in Montana. This decision highlights the resilience of women in conflict, their enduring contributions, and the societal challenges veterans face. At its core, this poignant narrative explores the struggles of women veterans, the search for identity, and the lasting impact of war, illustrating how the past intricately shapes the present and the complexities of moving forward in a world that often chooses to forget. The Women is actually not a book by Kristin Hannah. It seems there may be some confusion, as Hannah is well known for her novels such as The Nightingale and The Great Alone. However, if you are referring to The Nightingale, I can provide a detailed analysis of that work. Impact. The Nightingale, published in 2015, has had a significant cultural impact, particularly in its portrayal of women's roles during World War II. The novel sheds light on the often overlooked contributions of women to the war effort, illuminating their resilience and courage amidst adversity. This focus on female agency and strength has resonated with readers, sparking conversations about gender roles in history and the importance of women's narratives in literature. The book also emphasizes themes of survival, sacrifice, and the complexities of love during wartime, leading to widespread discussion about moral choices during extreme circumstances. It contributes to a broader understanding of female experiences in historical contexts, paving the way for more literature centered around women's stories during significant events. Differentiation from other works. What sets The Nightingale apart from other Woawela novels is its dual narrative structure, focusing on the experiences of two sisters, Vian and Isabel. This approach allows the reader to engage with different perspectives on the war. Vian's focus on survival and safeguarding her family contrasts with Isabel's rebellious spirit and active resistance against the Nazis. Many World War II novels tend to focus on male experiences, military strategy, and battles, but Hannah's work centers on the domestic front, exploring how war affects women and families. This fresh angle provides a poignant reminder of the war's many facets and enables readers to empathize with characters battling internal and external conflicts. Author background. Kristin Hannah is an American author known primarily for her historical fiction and contemporary novels. Born on September 9, 1960 in California, she has written numerous best-selling novels, many of which explore themes of love, loss, and the complexity of human relationships. Her background in law and her desire to write a story that resonates with readers have shaped her successful career. Hannah's extensive research into the topics she writes about, particularly in historical settings, lends authenticity and depth to her narratives. She has received numerous accolades for her work, including the Goodreads Choice Award for Historical Fiction. Similar books to read. If you enjoyed The Nightingale and are looking for similar reads, consider the following. 1. The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. This novel narrates the story of a young girl living in Nazi Germany and the power of words and stories during dark times. 2. All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. A beautifully written tale that intertwines the stories of a blind French girl and a German soldier during World War II. 3. The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. Set in the aftermath of World War I and during World War II, this historical thriller follows two women connected by a secret spy network. 4. The Night Watch by Sergei Lukyanenko. A contemporary fantasy card that also has a war backdrop, examining moral conflicts and the struggle between good and evil. 5. Circe by Madeline Miller. While not set in World War II, it's another strong female-centric novel that reinterprets a classic myth, showcasing themes of empowerment and resistance. These selections provide a range of narratives that highlight women's experiences, resilience, and the complexities of love and sacrifice in challenging circumstances. Like this if you liked it, and subscribe for more.